What is up, everybody? Jester here, and today we're going to be diving back into the Aquarius update from Hello Games in No Man's Sky, because there was something when I made the video on drop rates for the S-Class fish and or the inanimate objects. I didn't really look at this part of the update, and it's very possible here it could be the second best method of making nanites. There is a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. I think it's pretty widely accepted at this point that if you want to make fast nanites and you've got the units, do the pirate station runs. Here you come and pick up the suspicious packets of both arms and tech. You can even pick up the Hadal cores and the larval cores as well, refine those for even more. But predominantly when you open these up, you're going to be getting X-Class upgrade modules. There's some other stuff in there that you can refine or sell, and sometimes you get nanites directly for. But once you get everything open, you come over to the salvage dealer, you sell these back to them. You can make between 50 and 70,000 nanites an hour with this method. It just depends on how good the stations are that you've got lined up. But when it comes to making sustained nanites, I think a lot of people use these, the runaway mold farms. Now these are renewable because anytime you teleport away, you can just teleport back in, and these will be sitting there waiting for you again to mine right up. And all you have to do with these is put them into a refiner, and in 20 minutes you're going to make 2,000 nanites. So this is just unlimited renewable resource, and I think a lot of people use this as their basic way to get their nanites. These are just the top two methods, I think, when it comes to making nanites as quickly as possible. I think it's pretty widely understood, but that doesn't mean there's not several other ways to go about it. I even made a 3-part series. In part 3, we talked about a bunch of little methods, and one of those little methods is something that I think gets overlooked a lot because it's just not very good, and I think fishing may succeed where this one failed because it reminds me a lot of each other. If you go to the anomaly and you talk to Kronos after you've been to a nutrient processor and cooked some type of food stuff, you can turn that into him for a certain number of nanites. Now this has drawbacks. It's never worth the amount of time you put into the cooking for the nanites you get, and you got to turn it in one at a time, which is annoying. By the way, did you know that when you release a fish, it gives you free nanites every time you do it? Seeing how many nanites we got for just the one fish, it's so much better than cooking already, but it got me wondering, can it beat the rates you get with runaway mold? So we're going to do a quick little test here. We're going to go ahead and put a stack of runaway mold in this refiner. We're going to start the timer. It's going to go for 20 minutes and give us exactly 2,000 nanites when we pull it back out. And for 15 minutes, we're going to fish because it's going to take us time to actually get rid of the fish once we have them in inventory. And remember, it's 2,000 nanites in 20 minutes. It wouldn't be over 20 minutes for us to get rid of everything. So let's try to keep it on an even timer. But we are going to give ourselves some advantages when it comes to the fishing. We're going to set down our 3 automated traps you can put on a planet. This is just fishing when you're not. And hopefully it'll give us a few extra fish because I think we're only going to get 20 or 25 casts in before the 15 minutes is up. It's just the way that it works. We're also going to be using the bionic lure again because we know for a fact that this increases the rarity the best that we possibly can. So I'm hoping we get more B-class, S-class, A-class, and that'll help us try to get up to that 2,000 number. But this should be a really interesting result, and I can't wait to start. After I started the refiner, we got to fishing, and I've got to be honest, this was really refreshing to not have to fish for hours on end here. 15 minutes was extremely easy, and I actually didn't hate it quite that much. Not as much as I did at the end of the 1,000. And when we did finally finish up our 15, we had 33 fish. More than I expected. That's over 2 per minute. Better yield than I thought we would get. But the annoying part about this is the same as when you go to sell stuff at Kronos. You can't just move a stack. You actually have to go back into your menu, select it, and release them one at a time. It's kind of annoying. But in the end, we ended up with 308,642 nanites after starting with 305,968. This means we made 2,674 nanites in 20 minutes. That is better than the runaway mold. Now, I do want to mention one thing, and that's the automated traps only got us 3 of the 33 fish that we caught. 1 in each trap. They were all C-class, and they totaled up to about 70 nanites. So even if you wanted to take that part out of the equation, we're still about 100 nanites ahead of where you would be with runaway mold in the same amount of time. Now, does this mean I think you guys should go out and abandon all your other methods? No. But what this does mean is that even though fishing, and judging by my comments section, a lot of people tend to agree with this, it's not the coolest of mechanics and it could have been done a little better, but there is viability to this, especially for somebody starting a new playthrough or a new player. As soon as you can get to the anomaly and you can get the fishing rod recipe unlocked, you can start making nanites for absolute free, even with an empty hook. So it's really not that bad of a thing. Is it a little bit annoying to get through it? Yeah, but look, it is what it is, and this might be a new way, especially for newer players and or people starting a new run, that you can make nanites early. So hopefully you guys like this kind of content. If you do, like the video and subscribe, because it really does help. And keep the comments coming, guys. I love the comments. I try to get as active as I can in there, and it's been great thus far. So until next time, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.